guys. Hey guys. As you can see, I'm in my car again. I really like these. I like the ambiance of sitting and being, I don't know. It's just peaceful. Something about your car brings you peace. Um, anyways, hey, how are we doing? Uh, I I don't even know where to start. It's been such a week. It has been such a week that I don't even know where to start. Well, if you guys don't know me, my name's Amani, and welcome back to the Conceited Podcast. Today, I honestly just want to talk about how appreciative I am and grateful for life right now, which I think I always get into these weird spurts of spurt? Is that a word? I don't even know if that's a word. I don't think it is. Anyways, I think I get into these weird little moments where I become super oh my god, the world. I'm so grateful to be alive and da 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 da, which is fantastic. I love these moments because it just gives me a minute to look at everything that I've gone through in life and the things I've experienced. And I think it's so fun because I don't know, I just get so happy and I'm joyful and gracious to just be where I'm at. And I honestly feel bad for people who don't experience this because it would suck. But no, okay, in all seriousness, lately I've been working really hard. I think I've been putting a lot of time into my craft and my purpose in life, and it's paying off tremendously for me. And I almost had to sit down for a second and go, "Oh my god, I'm doing so well. I'm so proud of you." Like me talking to myself. And it made me realize how much I don't really need external validation from other people to tell me that I'm doing well. Yeah, it's nice to hear. Of course, I get all bubbly and giggly when people are like, "Oh my god, I'm so proud of you." It rarely happens, whether it's my parents or something. That's different. But I mean, from other people that I don't usually get to have conversations with, having those moments of them being like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you." I don't know, something about being proud and hearing the words "I'm proud of you," just I think it would do it for anybody. It just makes me happy and it brings me just joy because I'm just you know what? I'm proud of me too. I love that for me. So I love getting to share that experience with other people. I'm the type of person where it'll be a random Tuesday at 3 o'clock and I'll just text you and be like, dude, you're doing great. And that's my love language. I just love telling people that they're doing the damn thing. Whatever they're doing, whatever they're pouring into their craft, their creativity, their work, whatever it is. I love watching people win. I love watching people experience what I get to experience myself because I feel like that's such a rare thing to have, not like-minded individuals around you, but to have a presence around you where you almost feel more motivated yourself because you see other people doing what they said they would do, or not even said that they would do, but just doing something because they know it's their craft. It brings them joy, it brings them happiness, and it fuels their energy to just keep going in whatever they're doing in life. And that's just so cool to me, and it just makes me happy. And yeah, I feel like me alone, but also I've noticed that the people that I've centered myself around recently are all in that same stage of life where we're really just pushing and going full force towards the things that we want. And I can see it paying off for others. I'm about to sneeze. Chew. Okay, that's never happened. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I feel like watching others go through the same thing that you're going through, me personally, it just brings me more motivation because I feel like I'm so proud of what others are achieving that now all I think about is man, I want to be in that space too, because I think it's cool to not only see these people grow and build something from literally nothing, or even just build in whatever it is they're choosing to do, but watching others go through those changes and knowing if it's someone you've known for years or months, just knowing where they were when you first met them and then seeing them where they are now, that's such a beautiful experience to me. growing and changing and evolving as a person, like the human experience of that will never not amaze me, because I'm just like, it's so crazy to think that like you're not the same person you were yesterday. You're not even the same person you were 2 minutes ago. Like your mind changes that fast, and it's because your focal points become new every single second of the day. And I love that. Like I just feel like that's such a genuine, like cool, nerdy experience to just know that like you're growing or watching other people grow. I just feel like that's so beautiful. It's like the gift of life. Like it sounds so cheesy and stupid, but it's literally like having a baby and then watching the baby grow up. Like the life that they live, like you watch them come from this tiny little human and this like bubble of a person, and then they turn into what we are now. And I just think that's so cool. Like that's so cool. But to say that was like having friends and colleagues around me go through these chapters of life and seeing how it's not just so like it's not surface level. It's very like pure, real, raw like life. Like watching them come from a place of, I don't want to say struggle mentality, but kind of, because I feel like I have watched certain individuals like struggle in their life or struggle to complete something specific, and watching them push through it is like a gold mine, because I'm like, wow, like I am so proud of you. Like I watched you and listened to you talk about one certain situation for like months, days, years on end, and then one day you got up and decided, you know what, like I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna push myself out of this and I'm gonna get to that next point. And then they do it, and I'm like in awe, because I'm like, dude, like, do you know how strong you have to be to like take yourself from one position and then push yourself to another position, but like you're the only one that did that? It's like the epitome of healing. Like to me, I find that the strongest people are the people that take themselves out of things they know they're not supposed to be in anymore and choose to heal from it instead of continuing to carry on that tradition and pass that on to somebody else. I think it takes such a wise individual to not only understand their own issues and things that they need to work on, but to sit there and acknowledge it and then actually do the work to fix it. That's insane. Like your brain is so challenged in different aspects of life, and you have like no fear to just be like, "You know what? I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to be like this." And I refuse to carry that on into my next part of life because it's not supposed to go with me. I'm being a humble brag here, but that's me. I do that. I will sit there and I'll let myself go through something for a small, short amount of time. I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but like anytime a situation or like something that I feel like is inconvenient happens to me, I will give myself 24 to 48 hours to sit there and be like, oh my God, like I hate this. This is annoying. Like let myself feel the emotions I need to feel. As soon as I get that like spark of drive that's like, no, you need to stop acting like this. This is not like what's meant for you. This is not what I'm calling you to be. I immediately will get up and just change my life. Like I don't know what in my brain is wired to like reprogram my mind, but I just refuse to sit and stay in that like turmoil for so long, because I feel like it's a waste of time, and I also don't feel like my energy is worth it. So I give myself 24 to 48 hours to just do that, and then if it's still bothering me in 72, then I kind of create a plan to where I'm like, okay, what do I need to do to get myself out of this, feeling, situation, stress, whatever it is. But realistically, it's more of like okay, 24 hours I is just me constantly ruminating on what's going on. 48 hours is like, okay, is this really a problem, or do you need to get a grip? 72 hours is, okay, this is really a problem and you need to do something to fix this. Now, it's the same thing with like talking about certain things. I, as someone who is like healing from a way of thinking that I used to be like, and I'm not really like that anymore. And I've noticed I've been transforming into a different person lately. And in order for me to be that person, I have to show up differently, meaning my thoughts also have to show up differently. I will also not outcast myself or talk about certain things if I don't feel like it's as important in the moment to talk about it. Because I feel like as an emotional person, like when your emotion like your when your emotions are so high and something is going on right then in that moment, like all you want to do is talk about what's going on right then and there. You don't want to think about it, you don't want to take time. You want to talk about it right then and there. I've learned that like doing that can actually cause way more issues than what needs to happen. So I finally got into this pattern of thinking of realizing, okay, if something's bothering me, again, 24 hours ruminating, cool, thinking about it. 48 hours is, do I really need to talk about it, or is it something that I can deal with myself? If I'm still thinking about it after 48 hours and it's, 3 days later, then I usually go, okay, I probably need to talk about it. But usually between the 24 and 48-hour mark, it's already out of my head, or I've somehow like talked myself into realizing like you're being overdramatic, like let it go. And I let it go. And it's usually nothing and it's not a big deal. Um but I have in the past, let my emotions get the best of me to where I feel like it takes me off my path, like the track of where I'm headed. And I think it's because I spend so much time in that 24-hour mark, and then I carry it on into 72 hours where I'm constantly just ruminating about the issue and how to deal with it and how to fix it. And I don't even give myself time to like process what's happening. I instantly will just go towards the issue and be like, you know what? Like, this is what's wrong. I need to talk about this right now. Like, I need to let this out. I need to like figure out what's going on instead of just allowing myself to sit there and go, is this really that big of a deal? Because majority of the time, it is not that big of a deal. And, you know, that comes from learning experiences and time and a lot of healing and growth, which I pride myself on because I honestly think like this time last year, I think I was in the same spot. Now, I don't mean that as like, oh my God, I was in the same spot I was last year. No, it was more of like a mental well-being where I was so calm and peaceful and just okay with what was happening around me because I wasn't searching for everything and I wasn't looking for answers and I wasn't trying to make sense of everything even when it didn't make any sense. I was just present and allowing what was meant to be happen when it was meant to be. And I think that's where I am now again today. And this whole year, I think I've been talking to others in the past. I haven't really been talking about the things I've been doing lately with people because I realize it's part of the problem. But in the past, I feel like I've definitely gone to other people and told them, like, I feel like I lost my way. I feel like I lost this. I feel like I lost, my direction, like my mindset. Like I used to be this way and now I'm not this way anymore. Now I don't know like what's going on, like what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I realized when I just shut up, I figured it out. And the problem is that I was so focused on telling other people that I felt like I was lost versus me channeling into myself and realizing you're not lost. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You just keep listening to the opinions of others tell you that, it's all happening for this, or this is the reason why, or you need to let this go because this is like this. And literally the moment I just kind of like was like, you know what? I'm just going to go mute. I'm just not even going to share what's happening, talk about what's happening. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to let things be where they are. Everything is fine. Like, and that's where I was literally this point last year. I wasn't talking about anything. I wasn't telling everybody everything. I wasn't sharing, intimate details of my life. I was literally in my own solitude, doing my own thing, focused on my own future, focused on the things that I wanted to go towards, paying attention to the things that were helping me grow, letting go of things that did not serve me anymore. And I was like, why am I so at peace? And it was because I was only focused on myself. I literally was only focused on myself. And I don't mean to say that like I cut out, everybody in my life and was like, oh, whatever, don't want to talk to you anymore. No, I make time for the people that I love, of course, 100%. I am always going to be that person that's you call, and if I really care about you, I will answer. Or you call, want to do something right on the whim. Like, if I really care about you, I'm going to do it. Because life is too short for me to sit there and be like, no, I don't know if I really want to. No, I'm just going to do it. Because the thought approached me, and I'm going to go for it either way. But anyways, I realized that focusing on me and my passions and the things that I am striving towards, I think I internally always knew that certain things were supposed to pay off for me, and I just didn't know when, because I was constantly living in this struggle mindset of not why is this happening to me, but more of like, when is this stuff gonna happen to me or for me? And once I stopped focusing on trying to answer those questions and make sense of everything got quiet, and it was just me and my thoughts, and I was able to like think clearly and listen to my intuition and like actually, channel what was needing to happen for my growth and my journey. And it puts you in a peaceful place because you're only focused on what's important to you and the things that you're trying to go towards. And there's literally nothing wrong with that. But it took me so long to understand that, like, I just need to shut up. Like, I don't need to tell everyone everything. I don't need to share things that should only be between me and the universe. And I also don't need to explain myself to anyone about anything that I do in life. Now, obviously, different parts of life are different, when there are other people at play, there's certain lines that you cross. But in the aspect of me talking about only being focused on reaching my highest potential and going towards my goals and focusing on my future and even just being present, I think the important value of why I feel so grateful and so at peace and just happy with where I am is because I'm solely focused on being present with myself and my thoughts and allowing the negative ones to just go somewhere else. Like, I don't focus on the things that aren't important because I just feel like it's just a waste of time. Like, yeah, everybody has their days. I mean, like, everybody has those days. Everybody has those days. Sorry, that Hannah Montana song just came in my head. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. But everyone has their days. Like, you're gonna feel emotions. There are days you're gonna be stressed out. There are days you're gonna be angry. There's days you're just gonna feel defeated and you just want to give up and you don't want to do anything anymore. That moment that you feel those emotions, those days are usually the most important because those are the days that fuel you to push you into this part of yourself that you're supposed to be. The version of you that you're trying to create, the reason why you get stuck in this past version of yourself is because you keep focusing on the things that held you back for so long that you haven't allowed yourself to open the door to a new beginning. And that's to say, like, it's like, how do I explain this without absolutely sounding like a lunatic? It's like a new beginning to creating yourself is almost those points in life where you do have to put yourself in isolation. And I feel like some people look at that as a negative thing sometimes, but it just depends on like how you are as a person. But I just think that, and I've expressed this so many times, where I feel like seasons of isolation are necessary for growth, just because you can't grow if you don't know who you are. And although your experiences in life and the things that happen to you do grow you, you're the only person that can like push you to that next level. Like, yeah, things might happen to you, but you could still carry that same persona of yourself into the next situation. It's like the repeating of patterns, right? It's like the cycle that everybody's like, oh, break the cycle, break the generational curse, da 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 da, cool, whatever. But the cycle of like things repeating itself, like patterns happening, like things are always going to keep happening to you if you don't get the lesson and if you keep allowing yourself to stay stuck where you're at. And I had to learn that myself, where things were happening to me in the past over and over again. And of course, before I had gotten to this mature mindset where I was like, okay, I was like playing pity on myself and acting like the victim is like, why is this stuff happening to me? I just feel like this stuff shouldn't be happening. Da 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 da. And then eventually I got a grip and realized, okay, it's not happening to me, it's happening for me because there's something that I'm not learning here that I need to figure it out. And it's happening again for me so that I can figure it out. So that way, when it does happen again, I'm not that version I was before. I'm a new version of myself. So I'm going to handle it way differently than I did before. And once you stop playing into this victim mindset that like, oh my God, the world is out to get me. Like, no, the world is not out to get to you. Like, the world is literally just trying to push you into this brand new version of yourself. It's literally trying to push you to reach your highest potential. But you are the only one blocking your blessings. You are the only one keeping yourself stuck and stagnant in this place that you're just not supposed to be. It's literally the whole purpose of growing into a new version of yourself. Like, you have to step into that. No one, I mean, people can give you a push, but like if you don't embrace the change and embrace the things that are happening for you when they're happening, you can't expect yourself to be this new version that like you made up in your head when you're not doing anything to get there. You're not cutting out the toxic habits. You're not changing your lifestyle. You're not changing your mindset to think, okay, like what's happening for me in a positive way instead of focusing on what's happening for me in a negative way. Why is this stuff happening to me? Why is life so dreadful? Why am I so stressed? Why am I so tired? Da 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 da. You're like that because you're feeling, instead of focusing on feeling sorry for yourself, how about you get a grip and start changing your life? It's not that hard. And yeah, it's easier said than done. There are times where, you know, you're gonna be challenged and you're gonna be pushed and you're gonna struggle, but it's those lessons that are teaching you how to overcome them. You wouldn't be put in certain situations if you weren't meant to be able to push yourself out of it. I certainly do not feel like anything that is thrown into people's lives like just doesn't happen. I don't believe in coincidences. I genuinely believe that everything happens for a reason. I think that people are put in situations for a reason. I think that things happen to people for a certain reason. I think that things are taken away from people for a certain reason. And it's all a part of your learning curve and your growth and how to get to that next level and that next version of yourself. But if you keep allowing yourself to play this victim mindset, you're genuinely never going to get there. And honestly, I feel bad because there are some people that genuinely never get there, but it's because they don't do the work and they don't feel like they're worthy of it. So instead of pushing themselves out of this negative mentality, they sit in it and let them just sulk in it. And it's like, okay, cool. I don't want to be around people who are like that. I don't want to be around people who are constantly feeling sorry for themselves in their situations. Like, you are the creator of your life. You determine what happens for you. Anything that happens for you, there's a reason. It's nothing in your life is misalignment. Everything is aligned the way that it's needed to be. But until you embrace that and you start accepting where you are, that's the point that's going to put you in the path of alignment. You weren't taken out of it. You just don't believe that you're in it. Negative or not. It could be something where, you're going through trauma or you're going through a hard time in life or your career or your finances or your friendships or your families. Like, those things can happen to you, but it's like, okay, it's happening to me, but what am I going to do about it? There's two options. You can stay where you are and allow it to keep happening, and that cycle and that pattern is just going to continue to repeat itself because you're letting it happen. Or, and this is the route that I took, you can take yourself out of it and do better and make a change and start pouring more into yourself and understanding, why is this happening for me? What am I not figuring out that this keeps repeating? What is going on in my mental world and my physical world that I need to change for it to stop happening? Once you start asking yourself those questions, ooh girl, it is so peaceful and calm when you just stop questioning everything and just let things happen and allow yourself to be where you are and allow those changes to happen and allow yourself to grow, because like, you wake up one day and you're like, oh my God, like I am a different person. I'm not who I was yesterday. I'm not who I was last year. I genuinely think the worst thing you could do to yourself is a year from now, sit there and be like, ugh, I'm just where I was last year. Ew! What? Like, you should never be where you once were. You're never the same person that you once were. Every single day you're changing. Who I just was 3 minutes ago, not that person anymore. It's just not real. Like, you're constantly changing, constantly evolving, and constantly growing into a new version of yourself. You just have to stop letting yourself be so afraid to become that higher version of yourself. Embrace it. Embrace the value, embrace the change, embrace the stuff that you've been through to get you to this point. Because honestly, you wouldn't be where you were if it weren't for what happened. Stop looking at the past as a negative thing. All those things were simply obstacles that you had to face to push you to the person that you are today, and it keeps pushing you to grow into a better version of yourself. That is amazing. You should give yourself props for that, because most people would not do the work to get there, but you did, and you still do. And I'm talking to myself, but I'm also talking to people that can relate, because it's just a beautiful thing to realize, like, wow, I've come so far in life, and nobody else did that. I did that for myself. Nobody got me here. Yeah, I might have been through situations and people might have been a part of that, but when it comes to the healing and doing the work and fixing and just growing and embracing what was actually happening, like, I did that. So yeah, you should be proud of yourself at all times, no matter what you're going through. And tell other people that you're proud of them too, because if you have the right people around you, I promise you, like, everything will make sense. You don't have to figure it out. Everything already makes sense. You don't meet people for no reason. You don't encounter certain things for no reason. Things happen the way that they're supposed to when they're supposed to. Everything is a lesson, good or bad. It's all a part of your journey. It's all leading you to that point, that next chapter, that higher version of yourself. I don't know about you, but I'm constantly always trying to find new ways to reach my highest potential. Because I refuse to sit there and allow someone to tell me that I wasn't worthy of the things that I know I'm worthy of. No, we're not doing that. I know what I'm capable of, and I also know what I'm capable of having. And I very much plan to get there. I'm already there in most aspects. And there are people out there that are probably preying on my downfall that I don't even know about. But that stuff's not important to me. Because I'm focused on the things that are important to me, and I'm doing the work to get there, and I'm putting in the effort and the time and the dedication to be the new version of myself. And I love that for me. And I love it for you too if you're going through that same journey or path. So yeah, that's all. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I'm super proud and ecstatic for where I'm leading myself in my life and my journey and the chapter that I'm in, the people that are in it right now. Like, I know and understand that where I'm at right now and who's a part of my journey, they're here for a reason. And I'm not questioning it. I'm embracing it. And I'm taking steps day by day to continue to keep going to where I'm supposed to go. Because honestly, that's all you can do. And I refuse to ever give up on myself. And I refuse to... I just told this to somebody the other day. I think I was like... I just realized that I refused to settle for a life when I knew I don't even know. It was on the lines of, like, I refuse to settle for a life that I know I'm supposed to be bigger in. Literally simple as that. I know I'm supposed to be great, and I know I'm not even supposed to. I am gonna be great. I am already great. Um, but yeah, I always knew I was meant for more. And deep down, like my inner child, I think the last year has been screaming at me, being like, dude, you're doing the right thing. Like, just trust yourself. You're doing the right thing. And the more I channeled into that and allowed myself to actually just trust myself and leap into fear and trust that I was leading towards my highest potential, is when things started paying off for me and things started working in my favor. And I know it's just going to keep going up from here. I'm not worried at all. And you shouldn't be either, because things are working out for you, whether you see it or not. Behind the scenes, there's a lot going on for you that you do not know about. And you have to just trust that. Trust your intuition. Trust the way your heart leads you. Just trust yourself. Just believe in what you truly believe in and allow yourself to get to that next point of your life. And I promise you, you're going to end up being a new version of yourself. So yeah. Um, that's really all I have today. I know this is kind of short because I just my thoughts are just good thoughts, and I just wanted to share that out there. So, if no one's told you today, I love you, I'm proud of you, and I'll talk to you guys later.